Hi and welcome back to Total 180, the Caribbean's first, only and number one personal branding channel for men. So the man that you're about to see is one of the Caribbean's most interesting men. He represented Jamaica at the international level, playing the sport of squash. He's a former TV presenter. He's an accomplished writer, producer, director, and filmmaker. And now we're going to discuss his latest challenge, the Octagon. Kyle. All right, Kyle. All right, where's Kyle? Kyle was supposed to be, he kind of supposed to come now still and we could start the interview. All right, so I went to the interview by myself then. All right, cool. Welcome to the show, Kyle.
Respect, my bro, respect.
All right, so first question. Who gets up in their 30s and decides they want to get punched in the face repeatedly and have their joints dislocated and broken? Who does this? Why, Kyle?
Well, first of all, ain't nobody project, no. I do get punched in the face, but I mean, actually it kind of stemmed out of, I'm a regular Jamaican kid who grew up watching kickers and action films and Bruce Lee and all that stuff, and I always, had a fascination with martial arts. Had a love affair with martial arts all my life. Used to spar a lot actually when I was a kid. Did karate for a little bit and then stopped. And then, even throughout high school, coming straight up, a lot of my friends were martial artists and we'd always spar and, So I always had this love affair with martial arts, but I never went back to a formal training school. Until one day I realized, I was right before, actually it was on by my 30th birthday. I just realized, if it's something that I love so much, why don't I just go and get back into it?
Right.
So a few of my friends had come to this Kung Fu school, now Iron Lotus Academy.
Which is at the Chinese Benevolent Association.
Yeah.
That's where we are right now.
So I had known about it from then. So now I came in and started doing the traditional training, and I actually fell sick. I fell ill in 2012.
Wow.
The very beginning of 2012, I came down with this rare disease called Still's disease. And it was even more rare as the adult onset Still's disease. And it's something that they don't have enough studies on it because of how rare it is. They actually did a movie about it the other day called The Big Sick.
The Big Sick?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was the disease that the girl had in the movie. But I was fortunate enough I was in and out of hospital for a month. They couldn't diagnose what it was. And I'd lost all the muscle mass in my legs. I could barely walk. I was getting constant fevers. And, it was really having gone through that made me decide, like not being able to use my body how I'm used to. After being very active all my life, like you said, I played squash for Jamaica for a long, long time since I was a youth, come straight up to adults. And so not being able to use my body how I wanted to and not being able to walk the way I wanted to, you start to think of the things you take for granted.
Exactly.
And then of course, I was just like, you know what, this is it, there's now or never. I want to use my body to the full potential that I can within this time. Like I can't wait any longer, I have to do it now. You know what I mean? And so that's been the journey ever since.
Okay. So talk about mixed martial arts as a personal development tool. Is it just violence?
No, not at all.
What is this?
Not at all. Most people that know me know I'm not really a violent person. I'm more of one to part fights than start fights.
Right.
And mixed martial arts really, to me, first of all, I want to clarify something. That mixed martial arts, what it really is, the ultimate of a martial artist. Because what you're doing is you're taking several styles.
Right.
You're taking the most effective parts of several styles and using it functionally. So it leaves an area of just theory and it becomes this practical, very functional thing. Now, in doing that, there's so many disciplines that you have to learn.
Right.
And because of all these disciplines, you have to be disciplined yourself. So whereas when I used to smoke and drink a lot before I got sick. I was a heavy cigarette smoker. I was smoking a pack a day. Wow. And I was drinking at least a Q of white rum a day.
Every day?
Every single day, at least a Q with ice. I don't chase. I never used to chase. It was just white rum and ice. So I was a serious, it was a serious transformation. And for people who know me at the time, I was overweight too. I was probably 30 pounds heavier than I am now.
Yes.
So, I mean, so when you talk about, and then, so the physical development is one thing. But there's no end to the amount of mental determination and mental strength that you can get by daily putting yourself through the gauntlet, daily coming in and having to face a fear until the fear is no longer there.
Right.
Having to work towards short-term goals, because every fight is a short-term goal, and having to discipline yourself so that you're not drinking during this time, you're eating a certain way, you're not partying, you know what I mean, until the goal is met.
So tell us about the actual journey into MMA at the professional level. Even though you're not a pro, but I mean fighting on a stage for money.
And I'm actually making my pro debut this year, so. But I mean,
in the UFC with Conor McGregor?
Not quite. After basically using martial arts for rehab after I got sick and entering tournaments, kickboxing tournaments right after, actually winning those tournaments and winning successive fights after that. It was really a big kind of a sign to me that I could do it. It was confirmation, it was affirmation that I could really take this journey and be successful in it. I always kind of felt like I had a talent for martial arts. And not just because I'm Chinese, you know what I mean? But like
it helps though, it helps.
I guess. Big up yourself, daddy. But of course, I'm a filmmaking side, and that's another passion that I live by. So, filmmaking had taken over for a couple of years before I realized that time was passing. I was sparring with one of our Jamaican boxing champions, Devon Moncrief. And he asked me when was the last time I fought, and I said, 2 years ago, and the man laughed me to scorn. And it really made me kind of light a fire under myself. So got back in the cage and, went to Trinidad, finished that fight in the first round. Back again in Trinidad that same year, finished that fight first round. And then, I actually lost the following fight, which took a little time, but that was the greatest learning experience of my life, which is another thing that we talk about when we talk about personal development. I honestly believe part of winning is losing. Like, you really learn more about yourself when you lose. And everybody who's been successful in life has failed at some point.
Yes.
And it's coming back, it's getting up that really proves that you are a champion and that you are a winner. And so that fight was something that I'm super grateful for. And came back, and this year I just come back from Bahamas not too long ago, where I knocked out a guy in the third round.
Yeah, I saw the footage.
Yeah.
He was mauled. It
was a dominant performance.
Brutal. Condolences to the
big up
fighter.
yourself, my bro.
Yeah. All right, so let's switch gears now. So, what's the forecast or the outlook for MMA in Jamaica?
I think MMA is growing in a big way, and I think the potential of MMA is incredible, especially when you look at the fact that MMA is the fastest growing and has been the fastest growing sport in the world for the last 10-15 years. It has taken over pop culture, from the way fights are choreographed in movies to the fact that every gym, seeing that them show somebody how on MMA gloves hitting a bag, you know what I mean? Even though it's not practical, it's better to hit a bag with boxing gloves. And I think Jamaica, even though we're very late to the show, like I said, Trinidad, Barbados, Bahamas, all of these other Caribbean islands have big MMA leagues. And the difference between MMA and all the other martial arts, and even boxing, at our level, MMA can make money right away. Like amateur fights, people paying to watch amateur fights. So there's a great earning potential behind it. And of course, Jamaica is so full of all kinds of talent. The talent is unabounding.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
So I think it's a great tool that can be used to help a lot of people develop themselves and to develop their financial status and get out of whatever situation they need to get out of.
All right. So you think it's something that kids should start as early as they can?
Absolutely. I mean, what I believe, I'm not talking about fighting, and I'm not talking about kids brutalizing each other or anything like that. Like I said, there's a lot of discipline involved in the learning aspects of MMA. Exactly. So you're learning how to punch properly, how to block properly, how to kick properly, how to take someone to the floor, control their body, right? And there's a lot of science that's involved. It's all about leverage. It's all about the physics of the human body. And I think the earlier children are learning it, because this is what is happening now on the professional stage. Children are learning it. They're learning from children. So by the time they're teenagers, they're fluent in the language. You know what I mean?
So give us your top 5 keys to success.
I think passion is important. That's one. I think whatever you're passionate about, if you pursue that, you will be happy in your pursuit.
Okay.
I think presence is important. I think showing up is half the battle.
Showing up.
Just showing up. Just be there. You know what I mean? I think positivity is hugely important, just because we receive the world, the information that we receive comes through our brain. We're the ones who process it. And when we process it and throw it back out, you know what I mean? That's essentially what adds meaning, right? So if everything that comes your way, you can find a positive spin, then you can put a positive spin on it and you can push it back out there, and it only propels your own life.
Okay.
And following along the lines of positivity is politeness. I feel like you can go a far way by just being polite. It doesn't really hurt you, and you'll find that a lot of the time you can turn people around just by offering a little politeness.
Yeah.
Gets you a far way. Practice. Yeah, I think everything that we do, man, like, whatever you're doing and you take it seriously, put some practice in it. Put some work into it.
Put the 10,000 hours into being
10,000 hours, yeah. People ask me all the time how long I've been training. It's not about how many years I've been training. It's about how many hours I've been training. Because people have been training 10 times longer than I have, but I've put in more hours than them.
Maybe just train twice a week. But
I'm twice a day if I'm putting, you know what I mean? Like, so put your practice in for whatever it is. If it's filmmaking, if it's you're gonna be a doctor, whatever the situation is, just put the work in.
Okay. Tell us your top 5 style items that you can't live without.
Alright, I'm Kyle Chin, and these are my top 5 style items. First is hats. Not necessarily this hat. This is one of my favorites, but I like hats. I like all kind of hats. Kangal hats, caps, fedoras. So I like my hats. Glasses, I have all kind of different shades. I don't really go without my shades for many reasons. I like to protect my eyes, they're my tools. My rings, of course, my wedding ring. Actually, they're both actually wedding rings. One was bought as a wedding ring, but it was too big, and then we bought the other one. My earrings, I always have my earrings with me. And then of course, some kind of natural, powerful seed chain. This is what I wear to every fight. This is my warrior beads. So those are my 5 style items.
All right, so there you have it. Mixed martial arts finest, Kyle Chin. Thanks for coming out.
Bless you.
We're gonna do another show about Kyle's other career as a filmmaker. So thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe to our Total 180 YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And remember, nothing changes if nothing changes.
You're welcome.